Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before. Spotify has 180 million monthly users and access to 35 million songs and podcasts. Now, all those offerings are going to have to move over and make room for GabNet programming. Yes, at long last, Alex Bennett's Ramble, Damian Chaplin's Exchange, Jack Bishop's The Intersection, and even the franchise MC's Arena and Michael Snyder's weekly movie reviews will be fighting for space on this massive platform. Each day, the programs are updated, so you can hear them on the Spotify app, available for all smartphones and game consoles. Or you can just go to Spotify on the web at spotify.com. So, give us a shot on Spotify. There's a 35 million to 5 chance we'll get people to listen to talk like they've never heard it before.
The Ramble with Alex Bennett, tonight at 10:30 Eastern on GabNet.
Alex Bennett has been in broadcasting for 65 years, and in all those years, he has never run out of new ideas to play with the medium. Until now. Yes, Alex admits that he has run out of ideas at 80 years of age. So, from here on in, it will be the same old thing, which, considering his last great invention of the Citizen Panel, isn't half bad. It's a group of callers at the same time batting around the day's news and looking at social issues that affect us all, and best of all, arguing with each other. And then there is Alex himself, always the hypochondriac who hates Trump and a lot of other things that an old man complains about. And complains about. And complains about. Join America's old fart as he doesn't get any younger, Tuesday through Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Jack Bishop's Intersection, tonight at midnight Eastern on GabNet.
Hi, I'm the guy you know at the end of the commercials. You know, I'm always the one giving you the lines that the company really doesn't want you to hear. But here at GabNet, that's all changed. Here, I get to talk about all the cool stuff. How about that? So, let's get going before I get fired. GabNet is the home of the Citizen Panel. It's an original concept that allows for a panel of regular folks just like you to Skype in and join in on the discussions. Whether it's Alex Bennett's Ramble, The Intersection with Jack Bishop, The Exchange with Damian Chaplin, or The Arena hosted by the franchise MC, you get to be a major part of the programs on GabNet. To participate, just Skype us at GabNet Live. It's that simple. GabNet Live will immediately make you a panelist, and you're invited to stay for the entire program. Don't sit on the sidelines. Participate in the live citizen panels on all live programs here on GabNet.
The Arena with the franchise MC, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on GabNet.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this podcast.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex on election night. This is the Ramble. Goes till midnight Eastern Daylight Time.
This is coverage of the Great American Erection, covering the hard choices with up-and-coming results as they arise. We'll look at all the polls with hard analysis and stiff figures. The Great American Erection Coverage. When erection results come, we'll spit them at you. From the erection headquarters of the Great American Broadcast, here's Alex Bennett.
Well, thank you very much. And, after so many years of waiting for this day to come, here we are. Yes, it's election night 2020, and the votes are coming in. I don't know what they mean so far. It all seems to be kind of like, I don't know. We don't know which way it's going, okay, at this point. But I figured to start off the show tonight, I wanted to do something a bit unusual, and that is to go to a person who we consider an expert in politics. And so we called upon him to join us this evening to talk with us. We recorded this yesterday, so we aren't talking about, what's going on right now. Look who I have to look over here. Look who we have here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody. Greetings from California.
Yeah, well, it's election night, you know, and we figured who better to talk to than Phil. Actually, this is being recorded just for the sake of understanding what we're talking about and how we're kind of blind to it, is we're doing this the day before. Okay.
Right. We don't know who's going to win.
We don't know who's going to win. By the time this goes on, there may be a couple of states that have come in for one candidate or the other. Right. And I figured, all along, we had some kind of blowout where Phil decided not to call anymore. And I every now and then I would say, I wonder what Phil thinks about this. Now, I could probably channel him,
Right, you guess it.
I could guess it pretty accurately, but it's not like talking to the actual Phil. So I figured election night, it's time to go and talk to Phil and see what he's been thinking about this whole thing. And this way, the rest of the people don't get involved. It's just you and me, okay?
I'm glad you reached out. And, it's unfortunate that you can't have a conversation in today's world if you're a Trump supporter amongst non-Trump supporters,
or if you're a non-Trump supporter among Trump supporters. I mean,
Absolutely.
It goes the same way.
I listened to a podcast the other day, and one of the things that was mentioned, the podcast was a guy named Dakota Meyer. No relation. Mm-hmm. And Dakota Meyer won the Congressional Medal of Honor. Mm-hmm. And he fought hand to hand. He pulled bodies out in Iraq. They went in. It was basically a suicide mission. It was only the fact that he was told to wait in the truck that he actually lived. Yeah. And what happened was he said this, and it really struck me. He said, the other guy thinks he's right too. And, if both guys think they're right and they're doing the right thing, it's you can't convince the other guy. He wants to kill you, and the other guy, and you want to kill the other guy because everybody thinks they're right. And so, it kind of put it in perspective for me.
I don't know where this I would like to think this polarization started with Trump, but it really didn't. I think that the polarization started years ago, but not to the horrible extent that it has recently. I mean, I think that, when somebody is president, they set the tone for the nation, and the tone that Trump set was a very divisive kind of tone. And I think that, the right kind of felt emboldened by that, and the left felt very defensive about that.
I have felt that divisive tone, even I didn't notice it in the Bush years. I didn't even notice it in the Clinton years, but I did notice it in the Obama years. Basically he started off, he said, we won, you lost. And it sort of started from there.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he said, that he won, you lost. And, that's I can't quote it verbatim, but
well, I do think, though, and even you have to kind of admit this, that there was a certain amount of racism involved in the kind of the resistance to Obama. That, you know, there were a lot of people in this country who couldn't get used to the idea of a black president.
But he won.
Oh, he
and
won.
He won handily.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people that weren't black, because what is the black population in the U.S.? 13%?
It's probably 15. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, somewhere. You're in the ballpark. Yeah.
And he won handily. Maybe 55, 60%?
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't just blacks that voted for him.
Right.
He could have never gotten elected
now,
that way.
Are there racist people? Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, racism and hate and divisiveness has existed since the beginning of time. You know, even in the caveman days, they knock you over the head.
Yeah, racism, though, has differed from place to place. And for instance, in Europe, the racism isn't against blacks.
No, I noticed
but
that.
you go to England, Indians, are
Pakistanis,
Pakistanis, people like that. Yeah, so everybody in every civilization has always had some group that they were racist against because they became the object of derision, and so I mean that we have to go with.
Didn't Biden say something about going into a 7-Eleven and if you go into a 7-Eleven, you're going to get an Indian guy or something like that?
I don't think that was Biden.
It was definitely Biden. I mean, I didn't record anything. I didn't know what we were going.
We all did things years ago based upon certain wrong assumptions, stereotypical ideas, and so on, that today we would not embrace. All right. I think for most of my life, I've been pretty non-racist, but I was raised white after all, and I had that privilege of being white. So even though I sympathize with the black movement and so on, I think I kind of had some of the problems too, so I can't say that I didn't do things that were wrong. I can't say that even though I like to think that I was not a sexist person, that I didn't do something back in the day that was just considered okay to do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. The mores were different.
Yeah.
30 years ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's, what was acceptable then, but you can't judge by what was done in the past by today's acceptable behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the idea is that
what you should do is today, if you see that behavior is no longer tolerated, you adapt to that and you don't go over the line. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But let's get to this. Let's get to this election. Okay.
I wanted to mention one other thing.
Sure.
I'm a pretty outgoing person, and I'm not pushed by others in most cases to conform to something that I don't want to conform to. And I don't have a Trump bumper sticker on my car, and I am concerned about voicing my support for Trump because I don't want the windows broken in my car. I voted for him. I gave him money, but there's no sticker on the car. And I feel that I've been stifled.
I feel bad for you in that. You should be able to put that. But on the other hand, there are certain neighborhoods I could go into with a Biden bumper sticker and get my car keyed.
I understand.
If I had a car. Yeah.
I understand. It's just that, I really feel stifled. And, that's not the way it's supposed to be. I didn't have a problem putting
I remember when I was a kid and somebody was running for president, you put the bumper sticker of the team you were fighting for on your bumper, and everybody went, okay, well, I don't agree with you, but good for you, you're voting, whatever.
But one other thing is that I have a flag on the corner of my bumper that is called a blue line flag. It's a flag that supports police. And I've been brake checked a number of times on the freeway by people that see that, and they speed up, they come around, and they hit their brakes. This is the kind of thing. Now,
that's not right. That's not good.
It's not right, but it seems to be.
But on the other hand, look at those people on the Biden bus today or yesterday.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
If Trump was smart, he would come out and say, "This is not the behavior that I condone, and you shouldn't do it." Because it's done to a lot of.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He should.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah.
And if he did that, I don't know that the press would cover it.
Oh, I think they would. I think they definitely would. I think let's talk about this race, okay? Because we only got about 25 minutes for this segment.
I have one issue. You remember when there was some Trump supporters that came by and interfered with Biden's rally?
Yeah.
Well, he called them chumps and he called them ugly. Well, I'm a Trump supporter. I support Trump.
Yeah, but you can't even speak with those things on.
No, you don't have to. You get the laugh.
No, do you think, I have maintained that had Trump presented himself better with this coronavirus, had he owned it, okay, had he made it a thing that he was looking after and pushing and talking about and working on, that he could have just slid right into a second term without even breathing heavy.
I think that his initial press conferences hurt him. I think that what he should have done, because he had done a number of very positive things. Now, of course, Biden is going to say he didn't do anything, because he's running against the man. But on the other hand, he did do positive things. He's working on a fast track for getting the, what do you call it? The
vaccine?
The vaccine out. He's worked on certain
things. Let me correct you on that one. He's not fast tracking it. Who's fast tracking it are the companies that are going to make a fortune off of selling the goddamn thing.
I understand. It's just that he's also mobilized the military.
Well, that's a big mistake too, because they're not mobilizing the military. What the military has done is said that they're going to hire private carriers like FedEx to deliver the vaccines to the various states, and then the states have to deliver it to the people.
I hadn't heard that.
Yes.
I had heard that it was a military distribution.
No, it's not like the military is going to every state with their trucks and stuff. No, they're going to mail it by FedEx to all of the states. Plus,
you probably get it faster by FedEx than the post office.
Yeah, I mean, let's not put a great deal of hope in a vaccine in this respect. I'm not saying it's not going to work. I'm just going to say that how many doses do we need to protect this country?
A lot.
And
330 million.
Yeah, 330 million, and we haven't been able to do that many COVID tests.
Well, he also said that he was going to have 100 million within a month, and that they were going to go after the most vulnerable first, older people with comorbidities, and they would use.
Did you say comorbidities?
Comorbidities.
Oh, comorbidities?
Yeah, that sounds good too. Hey, I don't want to divest from this, but Como's daughter was dating one of his protectors.
Yes.
And he sent him to Siberia.
This was a very funny thing that kept going on at his press conferences. He kept talking about the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then a couple of nights ago, he was on the Colbert Show, and Colbert said, we haven't heard about him lately. What happened to the boyfriend? He said, well, he's not around anymore. And Colbert's first line after that was, do we have to dredge a lake somewhere?
Oh, maybe on the Canadian border. I think he bought a house near Albany. Yeah. And now he's commuting, I think, 160 miles each way to his new post.
The inference is the daughter's not that hot on him anymore either. So, whatever. But
these long distance relationships, they never work.
I know Cuomo makes me laugh. It's his New York thing that makes me laugh, But anyway, so I mean, there are things he could have done that would have. I mean, to me, if I were in politics and I was handed the COVID crisis, I would jump on that because that is election gold.
So, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What, to your knowledge, did Trump do that was positive with COVID?
About the only thing, and it's very minor, believe it or not, was closing down travel from China, but it wasn't all travel from China. That's the other problem.
We understand that.
Plus, what happened was he made it look like he was doing something. Meanwhile, he should have been closing down the East Coast, too. Because this thing was already in Europe, infecting Europe, and he did nothing about that.
He got a lot of resistance when he did that, didn't he?
When he did what? When he closed down
when he
China?
Closed down China.
Well, because of his major anti-China attitude, they figured that he was picking on China in a lot of ways,
Well,
but the point was, and he definitely was. But, he didn't close down the East Coast for another month and a half, and by that time 3 million people had come through and infected our fair city.
Well, we didn't know what the effects early on were going to be. Fauci and a number of other people said, "Hey, you don't have to worry about this. It doesn't transmit from to people."
No. Fauci, I remember hearing Fauci back then saying, "We really don't know that much about this." Okay. Right. And he asked Americans at that time not to wear masks, and he's explained it, not because he felt masks weren't warranted, but that he realized that if everybody in America wore masks, the hospitals wouldn't have enough PPE to be able to handle the situation.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Now, what also happened was we were worried that our hospitals would be overrun with COVID cases and that they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
So what Trump did was he moved those hospital ships to was it San Diego and the other one in New York.
Yeah.
He built hospital beds in the Javits Center.
Actually, I don't know if he built that. I think Cuomo had them built, and the Army helped build it.
Well, it was at Trump's direction to the Army to build it.
Yes, but
so he at that point, our major goal was not to have the hospitals be overrun with COVID cases. So by doing those things, that was his and many other, I guess, people's reaction to dealing with the virus.
But you got to remember that at that time, we were more overrun than anybody, even since, has been overrun. We were getting to the point where at Mount Sinai, they were putting hospital beds in the lobby of the hospital.
Right. Now, just before we started getting overrun, Italy had locked down. And I remembered seeing people standing in their windows and everybody singing because they had to stay inside. But they were also told that if they were found outside, they'd be shot. So,
okay,
that's an easy way to get everybody to obey the lockdown.
Yeah, but here let's get down to the election, the one that it's being tabulated even as we speak. Well, not as we speak. We're speaking a day early, but they are actually tabulating them in a lot of the states early. I know what to expect in this answer, but maybe I'm not going to get the answer I expect.
All right.
Who do you think is going to win this one? From what you see, as a liberal, as a Democrat, as a radical leftist, I want Biden to win, but I'm worried that he's not going to win. There's a certain part of me that says, even though the polls are on his side, I'll believe it when I see it. How do you feel?
I feel exactly as you do. I think that Trump may pull this off, but it's going to be an uphill slog, and it's only going to be because certain counties vote in a way that's going to give him the electoral college. Yeah. But I am prepared to deal with Robert. I am prepared.
Yeah.
The money is put aside just in case there's a Biden win.
What is that, a $20 bill?
Yeah, that was the bet with
Robert.
Robert.
The bet was 20, huh? Okay. Yeah.
So what I'll do, if I lose this bet, I'll send it to you with a self-addressed stamp, or with an envelope with a stamp on it, and then just put his address on and send it off to him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, as a gambling man, he'll do the same if I win.
Well, I'm glad that you at least have the feeling that there's a chance that you're not going to win.
Always a chance.
And I we still worry a lot. Biden is showing up ahead in most polls. Okay. But you don't want to sit here and do what they call the Jews call a Kana Hura, by saying, oh, it's
shoe in. Well, what Trump says is when they sample those polls that there's more Democrats in the sample, and that's why the polls are reading for Biden. Also, as a conservative, I'm seeing news stories on Fox. We'll get that out of the way. But I'm seeing news stories that are being brought out that aren't being covered on mainstream media.
Such as?
The Hunter Biden's connection.
The reason that's not coming out is none of that's been proven. In fact, they feel it's all a Russian planted
Right. Well, that's
story.
What they're saying.
Yeah.
But
they're not saying it. They feel it definitely. And that it was channeled through Rudy Giuliani. I mean, we could get into all of this, but we're getting off topic. And that it's the Russians trying to play with the election, and that in fact there is even the laptop is a phony.
Well, yeah, it's just that it's strange that the laptop was.
Look, I don't give a shit what Hunter Biden did.
Well, that's what I'm saying is. Nobody gives a shit as long as they beat Trump.
Well, no, that's not it. That's not it. I think that Joe Biden, I think, is a pretty decent guy. Okay, I don't think there's much evil in him. His son, I'll agree with you, probably a real fucked up human being.
And his brother.
Right? And his brother, both kind of like, but not because Biden didn't try. I mean, he was taking the train home every night, so he could be with
cheaper.
Huh?
It's expensive to live in Washington. It's, but
but it's more expensive taking the train every night back home.
Now, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, the point is that all of that is, I agree with you. If certain press has been very pro-Biden, and that's the way they are. That's why I find it very hard to watch MSNBC. I don't like to be coddled, okay? I go over to Fox, though, and I see them coddling to their crowd. And I'm looking for that one place I can go where somebody's being, just kind of telling me what's happening and not.
I thought that was the Christian Science Monitor.
Probably something like that, And I can't use the Christian Science Monitor because I'm not Christian and I don't believe in science. No, I do believe in science.
Well, yeah, that's what Trump said. He didn't, he doesn't believe in science.
Well, I have, I have to say I have missed you being on. I haven't missed some of the angst that it gave me. Yeah. But now that this is all over, as of tonight, when this is being played, I hope that maybe you will join us again on occasion.
Occasionally, if you want. I just, as I said when I wrote
because in a normal conversation, even this conversation we're having here, you're fine. You're terrific. And you're not being on your best behavior. You're just saying what you feel, and
Exactly, and you're allowing me to do it.
And I think there are some people who do miss you,
Yeah.
And one of them was me.
Thank
Oddly
you.
enough, I mean, I kept telling people I never kicked you off the show. You decided not to call any longer,
I wrote you and told you why.
Yeah.
I said, look, if what I say or the way I say it causes you to get that upset, you're my friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to upset you.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not call.
Well, now I would rather you call. Okay. But I just wanted to find out what you thought, and so your predictions for tonight, you're going to predict Trump, right?
I'm going to predict Trump. I'm a little concerned, as you are. For me, there's a lot of things on the line. There's gun control. There's higher taxes. There's a number of things that there's. I don't think he's going to support the military. I don't think Biden's going to support law enforcement the way Trump supports it.
Okay, but let me ask you this last question, then we got to go because I'm sure my people want to talk about this.
All right.
And that is just a very, very simple question. Now I forgot what it was.
And it wasn't my fault.
That's what happens. That's what happens to me. I just, I guess the question would be, do you think even if Biden becomes president that it's going to be that terrible? Or do you just think do you think maybe he'll kind of give a certain balance, get a certain balance, equilibrium going in the country?
I would hope so. If he became president, he's the president. I'm not going to do anything that would restrict his ability to lead.
Right.
Whether it be my moral support or anything else. If the guy gets elected fair and square, he's the president. He makes decisions. He runs the ship. He's the captain of the ship. And I'll fall in line. I won't like it, but I won't, I'm not going to go out and protest because he's the president. I'm not going to loot, and I'm not going to burn down a store because I don't like who got elected.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got to go. Let the other people here tonight talk. But I thought that the idea of just you and I one-on-one would be terrific, and it has been. And I love talking to you, and you've been my friend in the past, and you still remain my friend. And in spite of what anybody thinks, I'm glad to have you on tonight.
I also want to mention that a number of the panel and other listeners actually reached out to make sure I was all right. Yeah. And it was very nice of them. Yeah. And again, my condolences with Ronnie. I feel for you.
Thank you. And please do call.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Meyer.
Take care, everybody.
This is coverage of the Great American Erection, covering the hard choices with up-and-coming results as they arise. We'll look at all the polls with hard analysis and stiff figures. The Great American Erection coverage. When erection results come, we'll spit them at you. From the erection headquarters of the Great American Broadcast, here's Alex Bennett.
Thank you. Oh, I cut off the music a little early. Oh, well, what the hell. Anyway, hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to our little program. This is election night, and who knows how the hell it's going to turn out, What can I say? It's nip and tuck, and it's going to be a close one, no matter who wins. So we'll see what happens, We don't know what's happening in Pennsylvania. It's too close to call. Trump is 56%, Biden at 41%, but nevertheless, it's going to be a couple of days before the Pennsylvania results are in completely. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we only have one person waiting in our waiting room, so let me admit him now, so that we can. And Jeff Stein, admit him. Then there'll be two people. Well, there you go. There's Brian Neary. Let me see here. Let me also go to gallery view here so that we have all our people together. All right, there we go. Hello, guys. How are you?
All right. I have a situation. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. All right. You have a situation.
So, Adrian's feeling like she wants to throw up, so I said, well, just cough and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. If she doesn't do it for me. Well, he doesn't do it for me when I feel like throwing up, but what the hell? Anyway, good evening. Hello, Ray. How are you doing there?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Okay. Oh, man. You still got the Tony background tonight.
Fucking cartoon.
You know, look at
Yes, right. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I really love it. Except I put my tooth in, so I'm gonna have to take it out.
Okay.
There, that's more realistic.
Good man.
Do you really have a fake tooth there?
Yeah, I have to get an implant, so they gave me this flipper.
Oh, the flipper. Yeah.
Flipper.
Yeah. Did they? How much they charge you for the flipper?
Ridiculous amount of money for everything. I mean, the flipper itself was like $400.
Oh, well, I got a flipper.
And then the tooth's thousands.
The tooth is thousands.
You know, the implant.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'm getting an implant too, right back here.
Oh yeah, right.
But they didn't give me...
I have these two front teeth are implants.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they didn't give me an implant. I mean, they didn't give me a flipper.
Oh, for back there.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I'm hearing myself somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe somebody's got their thing up. Hello. Scott. Son of a bitch. Haven't seen you in a long time. Scott
Boddicker.
Can you hear us, Scott? Yeah. Can you hear us?
Oh, wait a second. My mistake.
Okay.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had my audio up.
Yeah. Hello, John Larkin.
How are ya?
Brian Neary has joined us here. And my stomach is bothering me, so I might have to run off to the bathroom during this show tonight. But
That's an Adrian too.
oh man, I've been in just terrible shape today. God, I don't know what it is. I'm just tired and exhausted and lightheaded, and
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I guess I'm just exhausted from it all.
TBS.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned this on the program because I haven't had a program since this incident happened, but we lost Ronnie Bennett.
Oh yeah.
She died on.
Oh no.
Yeah, she died on Friday, right after posting our interview together. And they, up in Oregon, they have that death with dignity law, and you can take a pill and put yourself to sleep, and that's exactly what she did.
Cat got me.
Wow.
And, kind of, I'm gonna miss her.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But at least I have a replacement for her in Phil Meyer, so
Oh shit.
Please bring Ronnie back.
Yeah. Do we get a pill for it?
Huh? What?
Do we get a pill for Phil?
Yeah, a pill for Phil. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Did you have your eye surgery?
No,
Your eyes look good.
No, I didn't have eye surgery.
You didn't?
No, I had
The lids.
a consult.
Oh.
Oh, when I get the lids done, I'm out of here for a week.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's going to be in the 1st of December, and my eyes are going to be black and blue for about 3 weeks, but I'll be able.
So why can't you do a show? It's just your eyes.
Well, yeah, but I won't be able to do it. For the first couple of days, I've got to put ice packs on my eyes all the time, continually for 3 straight days. What's that? All that noise from? What is that? Is that somebody? Is somebody in one of your environments talking? So anyway, I'm not looking forward to that particularly, but it needs to be done. The lids have to be brought up and tightened up so that I can actually see better again, and I don't want to do it, but It should be done. You know, it's just, I get this whole thing, like with Ronnie dying, I immediately, it hits me. It goes, why should I have it done? I mean, if I get it done and then I die in a month, you know, was it worth it? You know, I got to at least get 3, 4, 5 years out of this eye job to make it worth my time and my pain and the anguish. So.
Great.
But anyway, so we lost Ronnie, and the last interview she ever did with us was on last Wednesday, and she didn't post it on her site until Friday. I ran it on my show Wednesday. So, gonna miss her, gonna miss her. I mean, part of me was sad, and part of me was relieved because she's been going through this for a long, long time. And I had to expect that the day would come, when this sort of thing would occur. And I was very accepting of it when it happened. Okay. But I still didn't feel good about it. And, it made me just think about the life that we had together. I was not a good husband. It wasn't a great marriage, but it was a great friendship, and it lasted. So that was what was so important to me.
There's some cool pictures you posted.
Yeah, they really are. So anyway, that's that. But the thing about tonight, do anybody have any opinions about what's going on here? I mean,
well, the noise before was me, so my son's in here, and I'm really sorry about Ronnie. I really feel for you.
Well,
because I know you were really close to her.
Yeah.
I know it's a relief in one way, but on the other hand,
Well, everybody writes and they say, "I'm so sorry for you," and I have to go, well, I mean, that's what people normally say because it's kind of hard to come up with words to say to express, how you feel.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean,
exactly. But I mean, the loss isn't mine. The loss is mine, yes, but it's the loss of a lot of other people too, who read her, who enjoyed her, who impacted their lives. So anyway, let's get to this little thing that's happening tonight. Any opinions on what's going on? Anybody? Yes, John.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I seriously thought that it wouldn't be this close, and I'm not saying it's over yet, but it's scary. It doesn't look good. Another thing, this Senate race in Georgia between the young guy John Ossoff and Purdue. Mm-hmm. I mean, Purdue's going to win, but he's such a loathsome piece of shit. If you saw that that debate, he's a fucking crook. And Ossoff just came out flat out and said, it's not only that you're a fucking crook. He didn't say fucking, but he goes, it's not even that you're a crook. You basically are putting the people of your constituents and constituents, yeah. The danger. It's just got my blood boiling. Plus I'm on some kind of drugs from the shingles. Yeah. And one of them is it's a anticonvulsant, but it's also used for depression.
What's it called?
Neurotonin or something.
Neurotonin, yeah.
Yeah, neurotonin. Yeah. And I've been acting weird all day today because I've never taken this stuff before. But maybe it's good that I'm on the antidepressant because otherwise I'd probably be throwing shit all over the house.
Yeah. Let me just, for the audience's edification, put up the map as it's going right now. This is all the red you see there, the states that Trump has taken. All the blue are the ones that Biden has taken, and the ones that are gray are just nothing's been settled yet. Trump is ahead in Michigan. He's ahead in Pennsylvania. He's ahead in Ohio. But they're all considered too close to call, all right? So it could be that there's not going to be a resolution to those anytime soon. and those are going to be in contention. But you know, who knows? We'll see what happens. It's kind of amazing. I thought it would be a little more of a rout than this, which I'm really disappointed in America.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that, you know, I mean, isn't it obvious that this man is a piece of crap? You know, that he's a loathsome human being, not the kind of person you want to have representing your country. And yet there are people out there who vote for this guy, who say, oh, he's been great for the economy. What do you mean? He doesn't even know what he's doing for the economy. They think he's this great businessman when every business he's ever had went bankrupt.
Yep.
You know, his idea of how to save America from financial crisis is to like burn it down and get the insurance money.
Or find someone to rip off. That's all he's been his whole life, is a fucking rip off.
Yeah, but you know, I just find that he, you know, is. Iowa's going for Biden. It looks like still too.
Oh,
early
hey,
to
how
call.
about that?
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be
Oh,
nice.
kind of 48% in.
Huh?
48% of the vote is in.
Yeah.
But it's only 6 electoral votes.
And out in Iowa, it looks like Teresa Greenfield is giving Joni Ernst a good run for her money.
Yeah, good.
That might be nice, you know.
Yep.
I'm looking at these things as they come in. That's why I'm not looking necessarily directly at my audience.
The QAnon candidate won.
Which one was that?
Well,
Marjorie Joe Green.
What was that?
Yeah,
Was it Georgia?
she's from the Deliverance County in Georgia.
I see. But is she in for the Senate or for the Congress?
House.
The House.
The
Okay.
House.
All right. So you know, and of course Lindsey Graham won tonight. That's the one that
I can't
bothers
believe
me. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it just I would have thought that, you know, with what's going on in this country with COVID and everything else, that the choice was perfectly clear.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just the kind of pitch that Biden was doing. I mean, I can't. In the case of Clinton, I could say she lost that race. In this case, I'm going to say Biden tried as hard as he could. Maybe. I mean, we don't know. He may wind up winning this whole thing. It's entirely possible. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I can't believe Americans are so stupid. I just cannot believe this. I mean, how do you elect a moron? His IQ is probably less than 80. He can't even complete a sentence. He hates people. He doesn't care one iota whether we all live or die. All he cares about is how much money he can make. And he's shown that over and over again the last 4 years. And yet all of these states are voting for him.
Even if Biden wins, I'm going to be depressed. And I'm going to be depressed because it was this close.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't have been this close.
It should have been a rout.
Not in a country with any sense of morality, okay? But they don't. This country has lost its soul, okay? And you know, as a result, it's going to rot in hell. And you know, if Trump is president again, nothing's going to happen with this COVID virus. It's only going to get worse. We're only going to have another couple of 100,000 people dead. Me, one of them probably, as a result. You know, I mean, come on. You know, where's your decency? And I say that to the American public because even as I say, if Biden wins, I'm going to feel resentful of this country for letting it come that close. That you didn't stand up and say, yeah, this is not accepted behavior, and yes, you haven't done the job of protecting us like you should.
Yeah, and like you said before, you know, the last election, okay, maybe people wanted to change. They thought this would be a radical change, but now to see his piece of work for the last, you know, almost 4 years, And now to see how strong it is, it's just like unbelievable that people are still with him.
Well,
you know, last night I couldn't sleep, so I watched a bunch of Fox News clips in the middle of the night, and I can see where if you watch that all the time, you have a completely different viewpoint. Now, of course, you're choosing to watch it, which is what bothers me. But it lays out the world in a totally different way.
Well, I have enjoyed watching them occasionally, only from the standpoint that it's like going into another world. In other words, it's taking the perspective I have and turning it on its head and immersing me in a reality that I know doesn't exist.
Exactly.
You know? And yet, on the other hand, Fox has not, Trump doesn't like Fox. I mean, this morning, the day of the election, what's the first thing he did? He called Fox and Friends and told them what a piece of crap Fox was.
Because they don't go far enough for him.
Well, also because he's planning on starting his own news network if he doesn't get reelected. Yes, Charlie.
And what really boggles my mind is that all of these people are so scared of the word socialists that they were going to vote for a fucking fascist.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. They don't. To begin with, I mean, socialism shouldn't be a bad word.
No,
socialism is a feeling. If you ask any of these people who say, "Oh, well, we're just suddenly going to be socialists," and you ask them what a socialist is, most of them can't even tell you.
Yeah, they think it's communism.
They think it's communism. Yeah.
So I always hear these Trump voters when they interview them. They say, "Why do you like Trump?" They go, "Well, because he's not like a normal politician." Well, what does that mean? That means a normal politician speaks coherently about the issues. Trump doesn't speak coherently about the issues. He just talks about fucking, bullshit that's on TV and his hair and shit like that. And those stupid voters support that because they're stupid. And he talks to them because they're fucking stupid.
Well, have any of you now got a good idea of how Hitler came to power or Mussolini?
Yeah.
Yep.
Incrementally.
Yeah.
And if Trump makes it for another 4 years, he's going to solidify that. This is going to be a banana republic by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
And I predict, of course, I've been wrong before. I predict there won't be a 2024 election.
I would tend to agree with you. I think that if he's reelected president, he's going to take it as a sign that he can get away with anything he wants to get away with. He already does. He thinks
He's
that
already doing it.
What is it he said that I think was the 10th Amendment or something makes him just able to do anything he wants to do?
Yeah, Article 2.
Article 2, yeah. It allows him to do anything he wants to do. What? And he's going to take that to heart. And he's going to get even with people like you and I who didn't vote for him. New York is going to be turned into a wasteland by him.
I'm telling you, I'll never fucking vote again. You know what you got tonight? I'll tell you what you got tonight. A racist country.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you got.
Yep.
A racist country. Voting for a racist.
Well,
right in your face.
I don't know. Did the blacks turn out to vote? That's the question.
I voted.
I know you voted. Well, there's one black who voted. Yeah.
Think about what Trump said. Even Burks came out against him today. Basically, you vote. I'm telling you right now, as an American, I am ashamed that I live here now if he wins.
Yeah.
I am
embarrassment.
I will never vote again.
What's happening is a minority rule.
Go stick it up their ass.
We're basically turning into a country where the minority rules, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's where, you don't want to, that's not democracy. I mean, democracy, when the founders founded it, they wanted to protect us from a majority demagogue, not a minority demagogue. That's what's happened to our system. Basically, Trump's going to lose the popular vote, but he's still going to win.
It's not even that. The other night,
fair.
he tweeted the other night when they were going against Biden's boss. He said they were good patriots. They almost ran him off the fucking road.
Yep.
Yeah. In Pennsylvania, Trump has 57.7% of the vote so far, but only half of them have come in, and there's many millions left to go. So we don't know what's going to happen in Pennsylvania.
This is a sad day in history. I'm going to tell you, I am in shock.
You know what surprised me too is all the people that actually believe in this QAnon thing. There are millions.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing to me.
Bullshit. I went to the poll today, and they were outside. Well, he's going to stop Antifa. I turned around, I looked at the guy, I was like, what a fucking asshole. I just walked away. I gave him a go.
You're going to stop Antifa? Did you ask the guy what
I didn't even wheel my mother in there, because I tell you, if I
even-
was younger, I would have smacked him in his face.
You should told him
Bullshit.
to tune into the Antifa podcast. I mean,
Did you tell him that Antifa?
Alex, you hit it right on the head.
You could have told him that Antifa doesn't exist, or you could have told him you know the leader personally.
But Alex, think about what you said the other day. They stopped traffic on the bridges.
Yeah.
They get so mad when the BLM people get in the way of traffic and they scream their heads off, but it's all right for the Trumpsters to do that.
I'm afraid the next 4 years, Charlie, I think it's going to be fucking, he's going to do whatever. You know what? Now he bankrupt the company because, he don't care. He's making his money now. Now he's going to make more.
Well, I don't know. I'm against guns, but I think I'm going to go out and buy one.
I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care if Trump hears this. I'm going to tell you right now. For how many people he's endangered, Trump?
Yeah.
I hope he gets a bullet.
He's
you know what?
he's going to arrest
I'm
Joe
with
Biden. You watch.
I would have hoped Hitler got a bullet.
How many
I
people
hope
did
Trump
he
gets one.
endanger and he applauds them? Come on.
Well,
Bullshit. Say it the way it is.
Yeah, I know, Tony. In case the Secret Service is listening, Tony is just using that as a figure of speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he just wishes.
He wishes. Yes, there was not any desire to do it, but geez, this is pathetic. Now I have to say that New York came in today, and the vote was 75% Biden.
Wow.
So I'm happy to live here.
No, but here's what I really mean by that, Ray. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Ray. Trump is applauding for them running his car off the road. Trump's applauding for them to stopping traffic with his old people in cars on bridges. That's not a protest. That's just stopping traffic.
That's just being an asshole.
People's lives.
Tony, I'm with you 100%.
Would you really lose any sleep if somebody took a pop at him? Come on.
No, zero. I mean, when you had a dictator like Hitler who was responsible for all the suffering, I would have hoped that he would have taken one. I mean, I hate to say that, but the guy
I
is
hate
just
to say it too, but he's killing how many people? And he's
exactly. He's killed what? He's like a serial killer in a sense.
This is a bizarre world if I've ever seen it.
Wow, am I seeing what I'm seeing? I just saw an ad on MSNBC for guess what?
Oh no, what?
CNN election night coverage.
We're in the coverage.
How'd that happen?
I can't believe my mother went to bed. She was sick. I think he's going to kill my mother by the end of the week.
Well, look, we don't know how this thing's going to turn out.
She says, "Is he winning?" I says, "Mom, just go to bed. You're not going to want to."
This is going to come within a few electoral college votes.
I can't believe it like that.
Of a
like
win or
say that.
loss, okay? And I think we're going to see it being contested. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He has been setting up the contesting thing for months. And so there's going to be a couple states like Ohio and Pennsylvania. He's going to figure out which ones he's going to contest it, saying that there was voter fraud with the mail-in ballots. It's going to go to the Supreme Court, and they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, I can see that easily.
Well,
if they do, it's the end of the country.
let me
It's the
see
end of
here.
the US.
I'm afraid he's going to do it in 4 years.
Where's the current?
You're right, Alex. New York, we might as well just burn because he's never going to give us any bailout.
Yeah, he doesn't follow the Constitution now. They give him another term. Forget the Constitution.
Well, Biden right now has 192 electoral college votes to Trump's 114. Okay.
But
So we're within
He needs
50,
Arizona, but where's he
50
getting
48 votes of electoral college votes of Biden winning this one. So we still got places like Montana, Idaho,
Arizona.
We need Arizona.
Biden is currently ahead.
Yeah, we're winning.
Arizona's a
Arizona.
Is currently ahead in Montana. Is currently ahead in Idaho by quite a few. Nevada hasn't come in yet. Arizona, they haven't given to him yet,
good,
but Arizona looks like it is going Biden. Okay, and it went for what's his name, Mark
Did Mark Kelly win?
Mark Kelly, yeah.
Awesome.
It looks like it. He hasn't won officially yet. They haven't.
He's way ahead.
You know,
He's got a good lead, though.
but he's got a good lead. So Trump is going to have to do a big run here. He's going to have to get Minnesota, in which Biden is ahead right now by, he's ahead by 13 points.
13, wow.
You know, Iowa, did I see that? Well, Trump's ahead in Iowa, but not by much. You know, it's a pretty well a toss up there. So
What about Minneapolis?
you know, this isn't it isn't over yet. And in Texas, Trump has 51.8%, Biden 46.8%, but and 85% of the votes are in.
Yeah,
So
it's not looking good.
it doesn't look good, but still, that's a lot of blue for Texas. You know, Texas is a very red state. And somehow they haven't put Florida in Trump's camp yet. I don't know why. I guess they haven't called Florida yet. They consider it too close to call. They consider Georgia too early to call. But that's 67%. Let me redo this page here just to make sure.
My mother got it. Hold on.
I'm
I can't
right.
tell what's going on.
Georgia is 67%. They say it's too early to call.
I wonder how many of the mail-in ballots have been counted already, because a lot of states couldn't even start counting them until today.
Pennsylvania didn't start doing them till today. That's why there's a big question as to, for instance, they only have 48% of the vote in Pennsylvania. Trump's out front by 14 points, but that could easily be eaten up once they start getting all those mail-ins, you know. So
remember, that's what they're saying. Trump might look like he won tonight, but by the time they count all the mail-in ballots the rest of the week, you could go.
That's true.
Could be the other way.
Well, he doesn't look like he's won tonight yet. I mean, it looks right now like Biden is ahead. I mean, Biden only has to come up with another 48 electoral college votes. I mean, he did
he needs about another 199. It looks like to me.
No. It's
178. He's got 192.
He's got 192.
271.
Huh?
He needs to get to 270. He's got 190.
Oh, is it 270? I thought it was 240. Excuse me, 270. Yeah. Here it said 270 to win. 232 electoral votes remain. So, you know, I mean, I think it's anybody's race here. We still haven't gotten Alaska. We aren't going to get Hawaii for a while.
6.
The polls close at 12 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, we know he's going to get Hawaii, though. That's Biden's territory. He'll get California, Oregon, Washington.
Well, no, he got California, Oregon, and Washington already.
Oh, they did? They called it?
Oh, yeah. He did the whole sweep of the West Coast. We don't know about Nevada yet, but that doesn't amount to very many electoral votes. It's only 6, what is it, 6 electoral votes? They haven't put Arizona in here yet, and that's good for 11 electoral votes. They haven't put Montana in here, which is good for another 3 electoral votes. Idaho, 4 electoral votes. So, you know, Iowa, no, Trump is leading in Iowa, but Minnesota, you got 10 electoral votes there. You got Wisconsin, Trump's ahead there, but too close to call. So, you know, it's a nail biter. I don't think we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and know who the winner is.
But you know, I thought he was going to win solid, Biden. I really did. with all these people dead.
I
COVID,
thought we would
bullshit
see.
lies, I can't believe I'm staring
I thought
at
there was a good possibility we were going to see a rout, because my feeling was that people weren't mad about this, you know, about what's been going on. I mean, what does it take to get them mad, for crying out loud?
I mean, it's almost, that's what I'm saying. I'm sat on the couch. I made my mother go to bed. I'm like, what am I seeing here?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I couldn't even, it's just like, I actually was texting Charlie. I'm actually
Look,
sick. to my
what I'm
stomach.
saying makes me sick about this country is that this is even a rout or a push. Scott, you've been very quiet. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm not drinking enough. That's my thought.
I agree. I agree.
I don't even drink.
Yeah, well, you know something? This may make me start drinking.
Should I
You
open up?
know, I've never done alcohol in my life, you know, but now seems like a good time to start
Good
drinking.
time to start.
Neither do I. only drink on occasion.
You know, because I've got a president who's out to kill me.
He is, Alex.
You know,
he's out to kill us.
You know, he's out to kill any of us here. He's out to kill Jeff. He's out to kill. How old are you, Scott?
62.
Oh, he's out to kill you. He's out to kill Charlie. John,
Yeah.
how old are you? Larkin, how old are you?
63.
63. He's out to kill you.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So
You're on the list.
yeah.
You're on our list. Let's put it that way.
And Tony, after your comments tonight, you'll probably be arrested and thrown
Yeah,
in a
'cause if you
gulag
kill
somewhere.
He'll be the first one to be arrested.
I have no record. Now you do.
What is that?
Yeah,
Is that
the worst
And
part-
we'll all get arrested on
is that the thing
conspiracy.
that's in back
can't
of
take a
you?
joke.
Is that thing that's in back of you from Psycho?
What's that?
Is that what turned around in Psycho? Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's my mother.
Is that
That's mom.
If he kills my mom, I'm not allowed.
That's mom.
Did you
That's
put
great.
that
Kills my
on the
mother, I'm
same
not
on the
allowed.
same photograph with Tony's background?
Yeah, that's Tony's background, and that's mom.
Oh, I see.
I never saw the movie. Alex.
Huh?
I never saw it either. Like Shecky, I never saw Psycho.
Oh my God.
I didn't. I never saw it.
Wow.
Shecky's
That's
never seen
I know, he never
Psycho.
saw it
When I
either.
asked him why he's never watched Psycho, he said, "When I've seen every movie I want to see, I still know there's one left to see." You know, but I find it hard to believe that somebody can avoid Psycho. You know that in your whole life you've managed to avoid it.
I mean, they show it like at least once a month somewhere.
Yeah, it's on TV all the time.
Did you see the birds on Saturday Night Live? Did you see the birds thing last weekend?
Yeah,
That was so stupid.
Saturday Night Live's been pretty terrible this year.
It has.
Really, really inconsistent.
The week before it was
pretty
okay.
good.
I'm trying to remember who the host was, and it was there were a couple of funny things in it.
Yeah.
I thought the thing about the
Fortune. Adele. It was Adele.
Yeah, she's very good, by the way.
She was cracking up the whole time.
Yeah, but she was very good as a sketch player.
Yeah, she was.
You know,
It was fun.
But the bit they did about going to a fortune teller who told them this is in 2019 about what's going to go on
that
next
was great.
year
That
was
was great.
very funny. Very
Yeah.
funny. But it's just I just don't understand what's happened to this country. You know, and I blame it on a combination of things. I blame it on television, and that it's completely distorted what real life is like. You know, we have reality shows, but if that's reality, I'll be a monkey's uncle. It's not reality. But they look upon Trump as being real, when he was nothing but a TV mythos and created by Mark Burnett, who told him what to say and where to sit and lit him to make him look good. America has eaten that up. Social media, I think, hasn't helped, because what it's created is complete. It's made morons out of everybody in America.
Yep.
Because they read these blogs and they read the access to people with an opinion is so easy that nobody questions, do they really know what they're talking about? You know? And we live in that world. I think that that somewhere along the line, I got to tell you, you know, I hate to say this, but when I was a kid, I was thinking about this the other day, because when Ronnie died, I started thinking about the world we grew up in. And she and I were pretty close in age by about a year. And, you know, I mean, we didn't live up in we didn't grow up in a perfect time. We grew up during the McCarthy era and the witch hunts, you know, the Hollywood witch hunts and things like that, which was just terrible. But life was simpler back then, you know? And I hate to be like an old guy saying when I was a boy, but Jeff, you know what I'm talking about. You know, growing up as a kid, you got to grow up as a kid. You know, Adrian, is she growing up as the kind of kid I was allowed to grow up being? You can't. When I was growing up, I wanted to go to the movies on Saturday. The movie theater was a mile away from my house in San Anselmo, California. So I walked there at age 9, 10. Would you let Adrian do that these days? No.
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. But you know, the kids can't do that anymore. I mean,
I can't remember my parents telling me to go outside. I mean, get up in the morning, first thing you do, get outside, get on your bike, go to your friend's house, knock on the door.
That's right.
Can Alex play? You know, that's the first thing you do.
And by the way, I sometimes, when I finally got a bicycle, I rode my bicycle to the movie theater and I parked it outside. And when I was through watching the movie, it was still there. You know, think about it. You know, this is the simple life that we had that doesn't exist anymore. And the world it's been replaced by is full of disease and people are out to get you. I mean, it's terrible. And then,
you know, for me, it's been really hard because my family, like my own parents, are total Trump people.
Really?
Oh, God.
And I'm not allowed. And if I try to talk to my mother or about it, they actually yell at me. They tell me, don't say anything. Don't send us emails. We don't want to talk about it. It's just like, it's horrible.
Well, I got to tell you something, though. Phil said something very interesting, and I feel for him. Okay, gee, Trump 56.4, Biden 42 in Pennsylvania, with 50% in. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think once they start counting all the mail-in ballots, I think it's all going to change. But
yeah.
Whatever.
Trump will like that number, but if it was reversed, he'd want to recount.
He'd want to recount, exactly.
Yeah.
But where was I? What was I saying? What was I talking about?
With Phil, he said something.
Oh, yeah. Phil said,
Something
you know,
about Phil.
if you heard the interview, he said that he doesn't put a Trump sticker on his car because he doesn't want to get it keyed. You know? So, I mean, I even feel for the Trump people who want to express their point of view. I don't agree with it, but they shouldn't be fearful to put a Trump sticker on their bumper. In fact, you know, I guess in California, you could put a Biden bumper sticker on your bumper and you wouldn't have a problem. But if you did that in Arkansas, you would.
No, you still have you saw remember on the Monday show we were showing the video of Pleasanton, California, which is pretty close to here. These guys are still doing these huge rallies in the parades for Trump. You know, so it's still, and you see the big trucks with the big flags, Trump. So I wouldn't put a Biden on my front lawn.
Out there where Phil lives in Pleasanton and Concord and Orinda and all those places, that's very much Trump country.
Yeah.
I went to school with all those people. They're super, super conservative.
Yeah. But I mean, the point I'm making is that you know, I mean, when do we suddenly become so hostile with one in each other, and when did we not respect each other's politics? I mean, I can say to somebody, listen, I really think you're wrong to even think these positive things about Donald Trump, but you know, I'm not going to go key their car over it.
But you know what? You know
No, me either.
You know what I think, Alex?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I went over the top before, but I'm going to elaborate on what you just said. Look at how he wore for. I blame Trump for this. 3-4 years ago, you didn't have civil unrest. Everything he did, he just trumped it up more. He spanned the fires. He always condoned things that were wrong. This all happened since he's been in office.
Well, he's incited violence.
He's given them.
Yeah.
He's given power to that forgotten person.
I mean, the blocking, the blocking.
I can't say every one of them is, but there's a small fraction of them that feel empowered.
What I've often talked about is, and I say it's true of somebody like myself doing a show, that all my life doing broadcasting, I always live by one rule: don't ever say anything or do anything, okay, or do anything that would give somebody a sense of permission.
Yeah.
And Trump gives a sense of permission to all these people.
And the Cowboys would be going wild.
That's what's so terrible about him, you know?
See, that's why when I went to vote, when you said that and I thought about it, you would think just on that alone, listen, he just lacks no leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, just on that alone for the security of the people. Look what he did with that lady in Michigan. He went back for that rally. Oh, her husband votes, and maybe he's even when she had the death threat, he went back again and was making incendiary comments.
Yeah.
He never stops.
Yeah, yeah.
When did somebody push back?
Yes, Jeff.
I think I've been thinking about it, and I think we all agree that Trump is a liar, continuous liar. And I mean, one of the things that goes on is that all the other Republicans support him. They know he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
And they accept it.
Except
the other thing is,
he stepped out on him.
Fox TV really supports it. They amplify it. And I think a lot of people who are what I want to call angry people, they had their TV show.
Last night, I oddly enough, you know, the sad news was getting the news right after the show the other night by somebody went on my Facebook page to send me a message that Ronnie had died. But what happened in a very nice way was last night at about 11:30, my phone rings, and it's a FaceTime call from Will Durst in the hospital. And he called me to talk about what do you think's going to happen tomorrow with the election. And I was on with him for about a half hour, and I felt, you know, it was terrible what happened with Ronnie. But at least the fact that the guy even could call me. He's still, you know, living with a stroke, and he still can't. He's paralyzed on his right side, but it made me feel good for a moment.
He's articulate.
Yeah, and
Is he trying out some new routine?
No.
some material? No.
I wish he had, actually, be honest with you.
Did he have to go back to the hospital? Or
no.
Has he not?
No, he's never gotten out of it.
Oh,
no.
I thought I saw him.
He's been in and out of hospitals for a year now.
Oh, okay. I think I saw him at home for a short period of time.
Supposedly, he said something about that Debbie was going to take him home for a day or so this week. Now, I don't know.
He's been home a few times. I saw him on something at home like about 3 or 4 months ago.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think
maybe it was a repeat of something then.
I don't think he's been in any shape to be able to do that.
Must have been. They must have put up a different video, an old video.
Well, I mean, I did videos with him that I've run over again.
Oh, maybe it was you then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, he's been pretty much in the hospital ever since that happened. And I talked to him about you, Jeff, and about, you know, hey, it's a long haul. It's a long road. Then he said, I said, at least, you know, I said, my friend Jeff can't read since he had the stroke, but at least you still can. So you still got you got all the things you need to do comedy. It's just, you can't do stand-up, you know. I said, but how many comedians sit on a stool and do their act, you know? So But it
We
was
had
just
one president who did it.
It just made me feel really good. He called me. I called him every now and then, but he just decided to call me, and it was like 11:30 at night. I went, did he butt dial me or something? But no, he wanted to call me and find out what I thought was going to happen tonight. And I said, well, I think Biden's going to take it. And he said, well, I don't think so. He said, I'm worried that Trump's going to get it again.
Jeez.
And I said, you just want that because it's good for comedy.
Hey, the Vegas bet is looking pretty good.
The Vegas bet is looking good.
$10. Remember, that's why those polls. Remember, they had, according to the polls, if it's he had an 80% chance.
They're saying that Arizona's still too early to call, but it looks pretty damn good.
I just read that Fox picked Biden to win in Arizona.
Fox picked Biden to win in Arizona, yeah, because he got
Yeah,
Maricopa County, which is like 75% of the population of Arizona.
Yeah, that's Phoenix. Yeah.
So it looks like like he's got Arizona, but it's gonna be. I think we're gonna wake up tomorrow morning and still not know who's president of the United States. And of course, Trump is very mad at that. He said, "What we want to know the night of the election. We never know the night of the election. We only know what the person the press has deemed has won. Okay, we don't get an official count or anything for weeks. So I mean, we're going to go to bed tonight and not know who the winner is." Trump's going to pick up a lot of states, but I still think that Biden has a really nice pathway. He certainly has a good amount of people, so he has a good amount of numbers at this point. What is it at this point? Let me look at the map again. 192 to 114. So Trump's got a lot to do. He's got to win a lot of these states. He's really got to run the board. And I don't know that he's going to be able to necessarily do that. Biden has 50.1% of the vote, and Trump has 48.4%. Other has 1.5%. So that's what you got, And I'm just hoping that I hope that it comes out that Biden won, but I think it's going to be a while before we find out. They say the tight race may come down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and North Carolina. Well, I don't think Arizona at this point. I'd even give it. You say that Fox gave Arizona to him?
That's what I saw on Twitter.
On a Twitter?
Somebody said.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said Fox did, so I believe it. But I'm not watching Fox. I can't do that.
Yeah, well.
Makes my head explode.
So, if Trump wins Michigan, if Trump wins Michigan and Pennsylvania, it won't really matter if, and let's say Biden wins Wisconsin, Arizona, and North Carolina. I think Trump would win, wouldn't he?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the path to victory because Michigan, you got 16 electoral votes. Trump's ahead there by a great deal, but they've only got 48% of the vote in so far.
Yeah.
Ohio, Trump is ahead, so he's probably going to get Ohio.
I thought they already gave it to him.
Not here.
No, I haven't seen anybody call it.
Wisconsin is kind of within 5 points ahead for Trump. They have 61% of the vote in, so that may go to Trump or it may not. I mean, that's still a toss-up. Minnesota is heavily in the Biden column, and that's got 10 electoral votes. It's still
Michigan.
It's going to come down to the wire.
They haven't even called Florida.
Yeah, but he's got like a 6-point lead, though. That's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough, but you just never know where the rest of those votes are. Especially this year. when we have had a lot of people voting early and a lot of people mailing in their votes, you know, and Pennsylvania didn't even start tabulating votes, even the mail-ins, till they closed the polls down tonight.
Yes,
So,
right.
and they said, don't expect us to come out with an actual count for a couple of days.
You know what's amazing? You could have 300,000 people dead from COVID, have no plan, have no health insurance plan, and you get reelected because he did such a great job.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand that. He tells the country, "Oh, we got the COVID thing under
on a
control.
second
Everything's
wave.
fine." What the fuck?
And
How
the
can
man is
somebody
gonna
say
keep
that and get elected president?
Well, I wish we did have it under control, and I wish it were almost just around the corner, and all of that, all the things that he claims.
can't
But
say
it's
that
not.
if it isn't true.
It's not.
And he lied on tape to Bob Woodward that he knew it was viral and it was airborne.
Yeah.
And he still got away with it.
And, you know, I got to say, Brian, you know, you got a little kid there that's going to have to inherit this world. And that's what probably bothers you.
Yeah, it's funny. Tiffany said, "Oh, I have my the voting stuff," and she goes, "You can vote. You know, put your vote." And I said, "No, it's not my vote. It's for Simon, Stephanie, and Adrian."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the thing that the Lincoln
Project
did,
yeah.
in which the mother said, she said, he said, "Who are you voting for?" And she said, "I'm voting for you."
Yeah, yeah.
He said, "But I can't run for president." "No, but I'm voting for you. I'm voting for your future." And I, you know, what they've been doing with those ads have just been terrific. They've been relentless.
Yeah.
And you know, I've really appreciated them. But who knows? Who knows who's going to win or who's going to lose or whatever. But the depressing part is that it's this close.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that it doesn't have to be this close. It shouldn't be this close. This man has done nothing to earn a second term in any person's world. And the fact that we have a populace that either doesn't realize this and is so bereft of morality themselves that they will put up with a person like this, or they just didn't get out to vote. And how could you avoid not voting in this atmosphere? You're voting for your life. And if this guy continues to be president and COVID continues to climb, you better kiss your ass goodbye. Okay? That's all there is to it.
And he can't even dance. He dances to the fucking YMCA. Come on. He looks like a drunk white guy, too. Give me a fucking break. I'm telling you, I hope he really gets COVID because I'm hoping for it now.
He got COVID already. He survived it.
I don't believe it. I think it was fake.
That guy, he's so overweight and out of shape, he would have fucking dropped dead.
Yeah.
You don't think he really had it?
Bullshit.
No. There's a good. I don't know. I don't know of anybody that got over it that fast. Oh,
I don't think he had it.
Ohio's going for Trump. Okay, I just came in. Anyway, hey, listen. I was going to go later tonight if there was anything to go later for, but this is going to keep dragging on. Yes, do you have something to say quickly, John?
No, I was waving.
Oh, you were waving. Oh, before I wave goodbye?
Sorry.
Follow my lead. Brian, thank you very much. Jeff, thank you. Thank you to John Larkin. Thank you. Scott, good having you here tonight. Happy to have you here tonight. Also, my good friend Charlie Wallace and, of course, Tony. And finally, Ray Renati. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Why doesn't everybody give a big wave goodbye? And I'll give you a big wave goodbye back. And yeah, we'll call it quits. Okay, there they go. All right, let me get rid of them. Listen, next here is the intersection with our good friend Jack Bishop. He'll be taking your calls on Skype at Gabnet Live is the thing to call. I'll be here, I guess, again tomorrow night. Who knows? We may continue doing the same show because the election may not yet be over. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. In the meantime, everybody, have a nice night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. And come on, be careful out there and wear a mask. Night, everybody.